Next game on the slate as we transition now to Saturday's action, we've got Purdue taking on Syracuse. Pretty much a pick 'em actually right now in this game. 58 and a half the total in this one. I'll tell you what, it's a couple games now. Things could change, obviously. This is college football. We see teams that do things in September, good or bad. All of a sudden, they do the opposite, October, November. But Syracuse's offense looks phenomenal right now. And I credit Robert and I for this. And credit to Dino Babers first, the head coach, for going out there, bringing in Robert and I as his new offensive coordinator, who did a great job, by the way, at Virginia last year with Brennan Armstrong, passing attack, great offensive scheming from an eye. And he came to Syracuse and he says, you know what? Last year, Garrett Schrader was he's a good athlete. He could run with the football, but the guy couldn't throw downfield worth a damn. All right, worth a tinker's damn. He just could not throw the ball downfield accurately. And he said, you know what? We've got to develop some kind of a vertical downfield passing game this year if we're going to evolve this Syracuse offense. We're not asking Garrett Schrader to be Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. We're asking Garrett Schrader, though, to improve a little bit in terms of his downfield throwing. And I'll tell you what, with Garrett Schrader, 18 of 25, 237 through the air, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions in the victory against Louisville in the first game for Syracuse. Now, it was UConn last week, 48-14, so you don't want to go crazy about the Garrett Schrader numbers, but again, very efficient, 20 of 23, 287 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, you would have told me coming into this season, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions for Garrett Schrader, and a 79.2% completion rate. I would have said, get out of here with that. Are you shitting me? Garrett Schrader, 79% completions, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. This guy couldn't throw a lick downfield last year. Now he's winging the ball everywhere. He can run. He's always a threat to run with the football. He's a good athlete, dual threat quarterback. He's got a great running back in his backfield with Sean Tucker on this Syracuse team. All of a sudden, this is an offense that's looking hard to stop. If Schrader keeps maintaining this improved ability to throw the football, all of a sudden this becomes a much better offense here for Syracuse. However, they're going up against a Purdue team here, Conor. I like their offense a lot. I like their quarterback a lot, Aiden O'Connell. I thought even in the tough loss they suffered in their opener against Penn State, I thought he played very well in that 35-31 game. I mean, he played a solid football game. It's just that Purdue's defense allowed Penn State to go down the field with a minute to go. Can't happen. But he was very good, 356 yards through the air. They've got something, I think, in King Doru, the running back there for Purdue as well. So balanced offense, which is good to see. Jeff Brom still wants to have a balanced attack. Last week, they absolutely put the clamp down on Indiana State, 56-0. So you don't want to make too much of that. It's an FCS squad. But again, the offense looked good. I think we might see points here in the Carrier Dome here on Saturday. I didn't know they renamed it to something else, but I'm still going to call it the Carrier Dome. But I think we're going to see points in this game. I like the over. I like the way both offenses have played so far. I don't want to bet against either one. I'd rather bet on these teams. So I'm just going to look toward the total, and I think both offenses will move it here in this game. I like over the number, Purdue and Syracuse. Current total around 58 and a half here. What do you think, Conor, Purdue, Syracuse?
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think the number's pretty sharp, but I think this could get over. Obviously, Purdue's got a good time to get ready for this one. They have the better quarterback in O'Connell. We'll see. I think they kind of missed. They need Thompson. He was a great receiver for them last year. I think they need big plays out of him. The defense was okay. That was a back and forth one with Penn State, but I didn't think it was great. It wasn't great last year. This isn't like Purdue defenses of the years past. Shout out to Arthur Mead real quick, my man with the $5 dono.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the dono, Arthur. We love you. Thanks. Appreciate the support.
Always support us for years. Appreciate it. On the other side of the ball, Syracuse just been able to run it. Sean Tucker, he talked about just 184 against Louisville. He had 120 this week. Schrader, they've been able to just play well. I'm shocked how well they played. And then even beating down UConn. I thought there was value with those points with them. With UConn, no way. Syracuse just manhandled it. The offense looks really good. They've been great at home, even finishing last year. It's always a tough face to play. 6-1 ATS. this should be a good one. I don't know if I can get on the side. I kind of lean Syracuse, but I got to see a little bit more out of this team. But they should be able to move it well. And maybe you're right. Maybe this gets over. I thought that maybe the total is a tad bit high. And one of their best players, safety Graham, is out. I wrote a note down with him for Purdue, which could loom large. So yeah, I lean over with you. And if I had to right now on a side, I'm looking Syracuse, as crazy as that sounds.
I think it's safe to assume right now they look like they're a little bit better defensively than Purdue. I mean, Purdue gave up the lead against Penn State at home. And now they did shut out Indiana State, but again, that's not saying a lot. They played Penn State. They struggled definitely on the defensive side of the football. Whereas you look at Syracuse, throughout last week, UConn is obviously, bottom tier FBS team, but they did play well. And Louisville, although they struggled offensively against UCF, even though they won last week, they're a compromised offense, Louisville. Very one-dimensional, run heavy. They can't throw the ball all that well. So Syracuse played well defensively there. This will be the best offense Syracuse has played so far. No question about that here, Purdue.
O'Connell's a real deal quarterback, one of the better top 10 in college football. And on the other side, Purdue, what I noticed in that Penn State game, the tackling, we saw it a lot in the first few weeks, was very bad. So they need to shore that up to have a good one. I think it'll be a good game.
And again, keep in mind, Malik Cunningham, not much of a downfield passing game or passing threat. Zion Turner for UConn last week, kind of the same thing. He's still developing as a passer. That's not the case with Aiden O'Connell. The guy can sling it. He can sling that pigskin. And this is going to be the first test of the year, in my opinion, for Syracuse's secondary in this game, trying to defend.